Hey guys, it's Elle. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am here with a this, if you like this, then you'll like that romance wreck video. I got this idea from Jess from Peace Out Books and Lizelle, and I'll link their videos down below, but I just wanted to hop on this trend, and I have been reading a lot of romances lately in like similar genres, so I just thought this was a great way to uplift some underrated romances that you might not have heard of or are on the fence of reading, and maybe this will push you to pick them up. So the first two books I want to talk about is, if you like the Fallen Men series by Gianna Darling, I think you would really enjoy the Stone Riders series by Ashley Munoz. So these are both motorcycle romances. This one follows lots of different characters. This is an 8-book series and continuing, and each of them follows a different couple, except one couple, which is the first book, like the first couple, and it all revolves around a small town in British Columbia and all of the shenanigans that happen with a motorcycle club. It's like darker romances. A lot of them are forbidden and angsty with a lot of suspense and action in them. And if you love this series, which is one of my favorite series ever, I absolutely love The Fallen Men, I would pick up the Stone Riders motorcycle series. This one follows a different couple for each book, and they're really, really fantastic motorcycle romances. They're a little bit on the lighter side of motorcycle, but they're still as good as the Fallen Men books. And the first one, which is one of my favorites in the series, is a second chance angsty romance. The heroine comes back into the small town to lay her father to rest. He was actually the president of the motorcycle club, and she sees the hero for the first time in years, and they were in a relationship before, and now there's a lot of drama with a rival MC club, and he has to keep her safe, but they're dealing with a lot of stuff from their past and working through that, and they still have feelings for each other. It's just a really fantastic series. I love this series. I love both of these. They're both just like so good. I love the Fallen Men series, and I feel like it's hard to find a really good motorcycle romance series. So if you love the Fallen Men, I would definitely try to pick up this series. It's very, very good. Then the next one I have on this list, I accidentally like grabbed like the wrong book, but if you like Wild Love by Elsie Silver, like you love the small town aspect, and I love Wild Love. It is one of my favorite reads of the year. It is just so amazing, and I love like the brother's best friend aspect of this. Really great banter in this romance. Small town set in the mountains. I would pick up the Magnolia Falls series by Laura Pavlov, specifically Forbidden King. This one is so good. I absolutely love it. This is kind of the same premise as Wild Love a little bit, like has the similar tropes. So the heroine, I think she is moving back to the small town, and they've kept their distance for years, and he is best friends with her brother. And very, very strong found family vibes in this one. And so they kind of have to sneak around, and they're around each other all the time. And it's really, really good. And this one also has really good banter. It has the found family aspect as well, like in Wild Love. And just, I love those connections where they've known each other for years. And I just love that in romances. And this one definitely has that aspect, same as Wild Love. And I love both of these series. They're both great small town romances. I would definitely pick up the Magnolia Falls series because it has some like so many great romances that are similar to Elsie's books, but like similar trope-wise, found family aspects, and she is just an amazing author. Laura Pavlov, I really have enjoyed her books, and if you love listening to Elsie's books on audio, a lot of the same narrators are used for the Magnolia Falls series, so definitely check that series out. It's one of my favorites. And then I have Funny Feelings. This is the one I accidentally grabbed the wrong book for, so I'll just put the other one like up here. So I have Funny Feelings. If you love funny feelings, like the aspect of the fake dating and they're kind of in the public eye, and if you really love this book, I would check out The Game Changer by Lana Ferguson. This is one of her newer releases. It just released, I think, in August or late July, I think. And this one kind of has the same premise where the heroine, she is a baker, she has her own TV show, and she really needs to up the publicity of her show and get ratings back up, and her brother is on the city's, like the hockey team for the city, and he's like, well, why don't you have some hockey players go on the show and get some buzz for it? And so her brother's best friend from their childhood is transferring back to the hockey team because of personal reasons, and so he is asked to go on the show, and they instantly have such great on-camera chemistry, and the producers are like, why don't you guys just pretend to date for the show to get more views? And they agree, and so they fake date, and feelings arise, kind of like the same vibes as Funny Feelings, where the hero and heroine have to fake date to get like views up for her comedy segment, like show that she's touring, and they just, both books have such great banter between the characters, and just I love both of these romances, and I really love Lana Ferguson's writing. She has written some really fantastic books. I really like The Fake Mate, also by her, and so if you really love the vibes of Tara DeWitt's writing in Funny Feelings, I would check out Lana Ferguson's books. She has some really fantastic romances that I have loved, and you should definitely check out The Game Changer. I listened to it on audio and really, really loved it. Okay, so the next one, like comparison I have, like this or that, if you loved Manacled, which I feel like so many people love this book, it is a fanfic, Hermione fan fiction, I would check out Secrets and Masks by Emerald Slytherin. So Manacled is like one of the OG, I feel like, Hermione fanfics, and it is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I also love this book, Secrets and Masks. It is just like, oh my god, guys. I read Secrets and Masks in March. It is definitely a top read of the year. So kind of like the differences, so let's start with Manacled. Manacled revolves around Hermione. She was a part of the Order, and they lost the war against Voldemort, and she was kind of taken as prisoner, and she does not recollect anything. She's lost her memory, and so they're putting, it's kind of like The Handmaid's Tale, like a breeding program where they put these witches with these high lords and to breed them, like The Handmaid's Tale, and she is put with Draco, and so she just like absolutely hates him, but also like doesn't remember anything, and so they think if she has a baby she'll remember her past, but this book is so much more than just that plot, and I don't want to say anything else. And with Secrets and Masks, Hermione again is working for the Order, and she is in this huge like battle scene, and she ends up getting kidnapped by Draco and taken as prisoner in the Malfoy Manor, and it is just so good, like this hate to love angsty tension, like I already want to reread it. And I also love in Secrets and Masks that we have so many more side characters than Manacled. Like in Manacled we do have like the side characters in the Order and like whatever, but like Secrets and Masks, the side characters are so important and integral to the story. Like you love the side characters, like you just grow attached to them, and it is just one of the best fanfics I've read, so definitely pick that up if you love Manacled. It is like one of my favorite fanfics ever. It's so freaking good. Okay, so the last this or that I have is if you liked A False Start by Elsie Silver, I think you would really like Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. So A False Start is the 4th book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, and it revolves our hero and heroine who met years ago in a bar and kind of formed a little bit of a connection, but then it is years later and they never followed through with their connection to each other, and she is having to be around him all the time because he is best friends with her brother and they work on like the same ranch and stuff. And so this one is super angsty, lots of pining, and I love A False Start. And Fragile Sanctuary, our heroine, she is working on restoring her old family's like Victorian home, and the hero is working on the project, and he is also best friends with her brother, and they both kind of give off like grumpy sunshine vibes and very angsty, pining, slow burn, and just both characters are tortured characters, like in both A False Start and Fragile Sanctuary, and so you really get to see the characters heal with their partner and the romance that they have with them, and I just think it's so beautiful. And this one, it does have the suspense element that A False Start does not have, but I think that adds more to the story because we have a lot of more backstory of the heroine's past in this one versus A False Start. And I just love both of these romances so much. If you love like the Gold Rush Ranch series and want something with a little bit of suspense, like you want something else to be going on like with the plot wise besides the romance, I would definitely pick up this series by Catherine Cowles. This is the first book. It is an incredible series. I absolutely adore it. It is just so solid, and I love both of these books so much. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about all of the books that if you love this specific book, I think you would love that one. I think this is such a fun trend, and I'm so glad that I hopped onto it. And definitely let me know if you agree with my this or that, like if you liked this, and because I would love to know. And if you have any recommendations for me, I would love to know. But I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.